Hello everyone and welcome to Careerera. In this video we will discuss how to install Anaconda. This is the very first video of Python tutorial. In this video we will discuss what is Anaconda, how to install it and how to work with it. So Anaconda is a platform that we use where we get all the libraries that we require to work on a particular domain. So if we talk about specifically, there are some libraries that we need to install later if we are working on Python, simple IDEs. But if we don't want to install it again and again, we can use this platform. And by default, all the libraries are installed and we can directly start using it by importing it. So let's start with installation of Anaconda and let's start with the video. To start with searching, you will search on Google Anaconda Python. When you search for this, you will see this first link, which is individual addition Anaconda. When you click on this link, you will go to this page, and this page is basically main page that from where you can get the installation kit. Now, what you will click on individual addition. Then you will go down. The moment you click on this download, you will go to the bottom of the page, as you can see in the demo. Now you have three options: Linux, Mac, and Windows. Now, depending on your OS, you will install the Anaconda installer. First thing you need to mind that you have to check the size. Usually these days we all have 64-bit graphic. So that is what I'm going to use. So once you click on it, the installation starts. It is 457 MB. It will take little time. Once the installation is done, you will just click on the installer and you will install it. So let's pause it, install it, and we will continue after that. So once you're done with the installation, all you need to do, you have to press window, if for Windows only, obviously, and you will search for Anaconda. I'm using Windows, so I'm doing this. Whatever your OS is, you have to do according to your OS, but you have to search for Anaconda. Once you search for Anaconda, you will see two options. One is Anaconda prompt, one is navigator. Now, prompt is something that we will discuss later, but we are going first with the navigator part. So just click here on the navigator. One instruction, if in case you are not able to launch it initially, what you need to do, you have to run it as an administrator. So you can click on administrator and you can launch it easily if you're having some issues when launching it. So once you launch it, you will see this particular window. Now this is GUI application of Anaconda. What it will help you to do installation, launching different notebook or lab, and spyder is also a very good idea. But we will be using Jupyter Notebook specifically because we are also going to work on Colab in later stages where we need same environment. So Colab also use the Jupyter Notebook environment. That is why we are going with Jupyter Notebook. So three or four things that you have to mind here. This is your environment, basically which particular environment you're going to use. I'm going to use right now the base environment or the Py environment. You can use that too. You can also create an environment by clicking on this. So if you click on environment, you get an option to create an environment. You simply create the environment, name it anything you want to. As you can see, I have multiple environments. In case you have created a wrong environment, you can delete it too. Right side, what you're seeing is what are the libraries that is already installed. In case you want to search for a particular package, say I'm searching for pandas, which is a library, we can see that it is already installed. I don't have to install it again and again. So once I'm done with installation of Anaconda Navigator, I know that basic libraries are already installed here, so I don't have to work on that part. Now after this, I will also discuss if there's a library which is not already installed, way we can do it with a navigator. If this is not clicked, we will simply click on it and we simply click on the install. It is quite simple with navigator. But if you want to install it from the PMT, that is prompt, basically, you can simply use it differently. So guys, let us launch Jupyter Notebook. So if you click on Jupyter Notebook from here, it will simply launch it for you. It will take a little time. Once you click on it, you can see this Jupyter Notebook has already opened in a page. Now it will use one of your browser. So whatever browser you are having, default browser it use is your default browser only. So if your default browser is Chrome, it will open in Chrome. Otherwise, whatever browser is your default browser, it will use that browser. Now, when it launch it like this, it is usually launching it in the folder or in the place where you have installed your Anaconda. By default, it is in C only. Strongly recommending that you should not create your working folder in C, because in case you format your OS, in that case your working folder is also gone. You don't want such thing. So strongly recommend that don't launch it on C drive. Okay. The way you can launch it by in other ways, I will explain you that by PMT. Let us close this for now. So if you search for Anaconda, you will see this prompt. You click on it, you can run it as administrator. You just click on it, you will see this window. In this video, it will ask you which particular drive you want to go. You simply write E colon. I want to reach my drive, so I'm just clicking E colon. Now I'm in my E. What I will do, if I want to get to in a specific folder, I will write CD, whatever the folder name. So say work or anything like that. Say study, something like that. These are my folders names. As you can see, these are all my folders name. So I will choose study for now. If I press tab, it will auto complete it. When I click enter, it will I am inside my folder now. As you can see, the name is there. Okay, now whatever you write, whatever command you write, it will launch it inside my folder only. You can launch your Jupyter notebook from here like this, okay, by writing the name. Or what you can do, you can write cd dot dot, come out of your folder and launch your Jupyter notebook in the drive only. So in this way, you can reach to simply go to any folder and work on it. So Jupyter notebook and enter. It will take little time. Here we are. Now, as you can see, it is opening the particular Jupyter notebook inside my folder, read drive. Now, these are all my folders. Whatever folder you want to work on, you can click on that folder and can work on. You can launch your Jupyter notebook inside this. So for now, meanwhile, let's use a new folder and work on it, that folder. So guys, as we can click on any folder, we are clicking on Careerera folder. As you can see, there is nothing inside this folder right now. I will simply click on new, then click on Python 3. It will create a new file for me. Now, as you can see, this is my Jupyter notebook file. Things to know that you can simply click here, you can edit the name. So let me name it as Python first file. So just Python 1. Enter. After this, as you can see, I can see my cells here. If you want to add new cells, you just click on this plus. It will add new cells for you. In case you want to toggle between first and second cell, all you need to do, you can click on this arrow. The selection will come up and down. If you want to run a particular cell, you simply click on run. Nothing is there, so nothing is really getting executed. If I just write it hello and run this cell, it will print me hello like this. Others are cut. If you hover on this, you can see that it is copy, paste, and all those things. Basics are there. If a particular cell is running and you want to interrupt that cell, you can simply click on interrupt the kernel. It will simply stop that cell from running. And so on. You can refresh, you can run every cell, restart every kernel, and all those things are there. The main thing you should know, that you should also know the shortcut that you must be mastering later. So if you want to check all the shortcuts from here, you can simply see all the shortcuts and learn from it. Basically, I will teach you few shortcuts that is really required. Few shortcuts are like this. If you're selecting a particular cell, you can see this blue line at the left. This means that you are out of the cell right now. If you click inside the cell, you can see that color has changed into green. This means you're inside this cell right now. So if you press escape at this moment, you can again go out of the cell. Right now you're out of the cell. This blue color indicates that. Now, we also have a concept of creating a markdown cell. You can click on this arrow. We can convert this to a markdown cell. In case you want to achieve this goal by keyboard, you will click on inside the cell. You will press escape. Then you will press M. The moment you press M, it converts it to a markdown cell. How to judge it's a markdown cell or not? You will not see this number in front of this cell. Now, once you know how to create a markdown cell, how to use markdown cell. So when you are at escape, you can press 1 for single hash, 2 for the 2 hash, 3, 4, 5, and 6, so on. So guys, if you want to use hash, you can use it. Why we use it? For the size. If you can see hello, 3 hashes hello. I hope you get the idea. As many hash, the smaller the text will be. Let's run this, and you can see that the text size are different. Okay, this is why we use markdown cell. We can use it to comment, to give the problem statement, the starting, and all those things. We can also use comment in Python by using a hash inside the cell, and whatever you write here, it is not going to be executed. It will be as comment only. So as you can see, there is no output. Now, if you want to run a cell, all you need to do, you simply click inside this, whatever the comment is, and you can press Control Enter. It will execute that particular cell. Let's remove this hash for now and print this hello 123. When I press Control Enter, it will run this, and as you can see, output is there. In case you want to run this cell and reach to the next cell, you will press Shift and Enter. You press Shift and Enter like this, and it will execute that particular cell and reach to the next cell. So these are the way you can run the cell. Now, in case you want to create a new cell, I already told you can click on this plus and create a new cell. Apart from this, when you are at escape state, which is left side blue, you will press A to create a cell above you. You will press, if I select this again, if you press B, you will create a cell below it. This is how you create a new cell, above and below. So these were the basic parts that you would need to know when you're working on it. If you know all these shortcuts, you can work very fast and you can save a lot of time here. Apart from this, let's start with the basic of Python, basic coding part. To do this, let's delete this cell. To delete this, get into the escape part, then press twice D, 2 times D, and you can delete all the cells like this. Now you have a fresh cell which is empty and new. Now we will start with the basic concept of Python. To start with the basic concept of Python, let's make it a markdown cell, enter, and I want to write a comment, basic of straight, and we'll press shift and enter. If there is no cell below it, it will create a new cell for us like this. And as many times we press shift enter, it will keep creating the new cell and keep executing the current cell. At first, we should know that you can run anything like equation kind of stuff, 2 plus 3, directly inside the cell, and we can see the result. So we don't really need to create any variable, anything like that. We can directly write a number, multiply or add it with some number, and we can get the results. Now we should know what are the symbols that we use. So this is for subtract, this is for subtraction, this is for addition, this is for multiplication, this is for addition, and this is for divide. For now, I'm just talking about these 4 symbols. So whatever number you want to put, say 45, subtract by 40, and you will get the result like this. Now, these are the basic way you can use Python cells. Now, again, Jupyter cells basically. In case you want to save this value inside something, you have to use a container. Now, what are these container? These container are used to keep the value. So if I give you an example, I will can say that I'm keeping a box here, I'm keeping a value here. Inside this, I am keeping a value. Now this value can be of any type, anything, but I can keep a value inside this container. This container that you're talking about is called a variable. This is my variable. So let's start with the container part. To create a variable, there are some rules and regulations which we will discuss later. For now, just say var is my variable name. I will put equals to, that is again assignment operator, and in front of it whatever value I want to give 2 for now, and I'm giving 2 and I'm running this cell. This means execution perfectly, and what we are getting 2 inside my var. Now if I print just var and run this, you will see that I'm getting 2. Guys, in case you are using a variable which is not already been assigned a value, that means say I'm creating a variable which is 2. So I'm creating a variable 2, or say just to remove the confusion, I'm creating variable underscore ABC. This is my name of the variable. Okay. If I'm running this, I will get an error that is it is not defined. var underscore ABC is not defined. That means Python doesn't know which variable it is, what it is, and what does it do. Okay. You have to assign some value to it. To assign the value, you give a number in front of it and run it. Now you can also create a string like this. If you just use quotation and write hello inside it. Now s variable has this string. If I run s, you will see the hello string printing out. So these are the ways we can use variable, and this is how you create the variable. So I hope you get the idea. Strongly recommend that you pause, you run this cell, you do the execution, you do use all the shortcut keys, and start practicing shortcut keys from now on, so you can get the hang of it within the end of this course. So once you're done with up to this point, you can resume. So guys, I hope you're done with it, and let's start. We'll continue with the next part. The next part is that how to give a name of a variable. Now again, it might doesn't sound very important, but it is one of the most important thing that you should be knowing. So I'm creating a Markdown cell, naming it how to name a variable. Increase the size. I'm using 3-4 hashes here. Running it. Shift Enter. Then, so guys, as you know, we can name anything to the variable. So any name is okay, but there are some rules. Suppose I want to name it like VAR. Right now, I won't want to use the same variable name. So I will use, say, ABC is my variable name. Okay, giving a value to it, and it is okay. It will not create any problem. But if I want to add a space in between, say A space, B space, and C space. When I run this, you can see invalid syntax. So it means that space is not valid. You cannot provide a space. How you can overcome this? If you want to use the same variable name, what you can do, you can provide underscore and underscore. In the name place of space, you can use underscore. Now, in case, suppose you want to create a variable with initialing with underscore, say ABC like this, giving 2 again, running it. As you can see, you can do it like this too. No issue with that. Can we start with the number ABC, 23 ABC, giving the value 2. When you run this, the moment you run this, you can see that you cannot start with a number. So in case you want to provide a number, what you can do, ABC underscore 234, give a number, and it is okay. If you try to print this, ABC underscore 234, it is done, run it, you can get the value. Few rules are there that you need to mind. If you're creating a variable, mind that you're not using awkward names. Like I'm just using ABC. It does not really describe anything. If you're creating a variable, I strongly recommend that you give some sensible name to the variable so you know why you're creating the variable and what is the purpose of this variable. Second thing, inside a variable, you can give any value. So it is not like that I have given 3 to this variable and I cannot increase or decrease the value or change the value. You can say I can give 2 and it will print 2 for me now. So you can modify value like this. No issue with that. Again, we also need to know what are the types of integer that we have. Let's say, so we have integer, string, boolean. If I give you an example of integer, any whole number is an integer. If I talk about float, any number with a decimal. So if we talk about string, we have to use quotations and you can write any string. Anything. For boolean, I hope you already know that we have true and false. Now, things that you have to mind is Python is case sensitive. In case you're using small t, it is not exactly same as capital T. Mind the capital and the small in Python. So these are the types. Let me make it markdown cell. Also, if I'm making a markdown cell, I have to use copy this, paste it each and every time. Running it, and this is how We have all the types of values that we have. Now moving forward, we know the type of value, we know the type of now again what we can do. Suppose we have a variable ABC. I'm putting 2 to it. Now ABC has 2. If you want to check the type, we use type function, put ABC in between, run it. If you want to change the value of ABC to a float, you can do that too. Now if I run ABC, you can see that I'm getting ABC equals to 3.3. If I check the type of ABC, you can see I'm getting a float. If I put a string, all right. If I check the type, ABC, run it, you can see it's a string. I hope you get the idea. So whatever value you put, you check the type, you get the value. If you want to check the length of this string, ABC, you get the length of the string. Same length function will not work if you're giving a number inside input. So if you give 2, 3, 4 like this, okay, you get an error. So same function will not work. Same. Now, these are the values that we discussed up to this point. Next, we will have data structures. Let's press skip, markdown cell, run it like this. Now in data structure, we have few types. So up to this point, I hope everything is clear. Strongly recommending that you pause, you run all the cells, you practice it, then you reach to the data structure part. Let's continue with the data structure part now. So in data structure, we have list, tuple, set, and dictionary. In this, let's talk about list first. To initiate a list, all you need to do, you have to create a variable. This is my variable equals to list like this. If you print var, you will see that it's an empty list. If you want to create an empty list like this, you can also try something like this. You have to put square bracket in front of it, and it will create a list for you. If you want to put some values inside this, you can initiate it some value too. So 3, 4, 5, something like this. Run it. You print v, you get those values. Now, if you want to do, you can say want to call a particular value from this list. What you can use indexing too. For indexing, you just need to put a square bracket in front of it, the variable name. So whatever the variable name is, you put a square bracket in front of it. You put the index number. Now, guys, index number is something that we need to discuss very deeply. So if we talk about index number, the index number means that the location of each and every value inside this particular data structure, that is list right now. So if we talk about index here, this value, the first value has the index of 0, then 1, then 2. Remember this, that Python start from index 0 and the highest value is always n minus 1. It will be always n minus 1. So in this case, the 3 has the index 0, 4 has 1, 5 has 2. That is why we're getting 5 as an output. I hope it makes sense. So I hope index makes sense to you. If I use list, put a string inside it, A, B, C, D, E, run this, you can see that I am getting ABCD like this. I can also save this inside a variable. So say I'll use my variable list ABCDE. I'm running this. If I run else, I'll get this kind of value. If I use enumerator, list enumerator, enumerator, basically the name is enumerate, passing L, running it. As you can see, as a result, this is a function basically, and this function gave you details. So this is the index for A. This is the index for B. This is the index for C. This is the index for D, and so on. As you can see, let's clear this. Let's move forward then. So list also has some functionality that we will discuss. But before that, one thing to know about list is list allow you to modify the value. A list allow you to add any value. You can also create a list which has say number, comma, string. And as you can see that you're getting the print. I hope you get the idea. So in case you want to modify a value inside the list, say I want to give 100 at a particular index, and in this case the index is 2. Let's first print what is at the index 2. These are my values with index. So as you can see, BC has 4, 3 has A has 3 index, 4 has 2 index, and at index 2 we have 4. And we want to put this value 100 value at index 4. So let us put this value at index 4. Also print the value. So you can see that at index 4 we have, at index 2 we have 100. So this is quite simple, straightforward, that you give a pick an index, you modify the value. Once you're done with modifying the value, you move on. And this is how you should be doing. Now, there are certain operations with a list that we'll cover later. And let's talk about other functions, other data structure that we have to cover. Now, let us discuss about tuples. So making the markdown cell, writing tuple, quite easy. Practice this as much as possible. Now start with tuples. To initiate a tuple, all you need to do, you create a variable. So I'm creating a variable t here, writing, okay, writing tuple like this, parenthesis, moving on, checking the type. And if you want to give a value, all you need to do, you write it like this, put parenthesis, you put value inside it, move on. You can also do the indexing like list inside tuple. Quite straightforward and simple. If I do 0, I will get the 0th value. Next, all you need to do, say I want to pick a particular value. So you have to find the index here, 0, 1 and 2. 2 is the highest index. Guys, in any case, if you're trying to give an index, say 5, which is not present, you will see index out of range. This is the error that you need to mind. Now, if you're giving the value, say the 0th location value, let me run this cell. This is my 3, and I want to modify it by 100. You will see the next error, that is tuple object does not allow the modification. So all you need to mind in tuple is that you cannot really modify the value. So apart from that, it works like list only, but you can really add or modify value. If I take new variable and give a value like this, and comma, to print this, it is perfect. So everything is like list only, but only thing that you need to mind, you cannot really modify the value. Apart from modification, it will work like list. Now, where to use it? When you are having a data set or you're working on a data set or a project where you have to mind that no one is modifying the value. Giving you an example, suppose you are working on a data set where you have a age column and you know a human being cannot really live more than say 125 years or 130 years, whatever range you want to give. So the minimum range can be 0, cannot be -1 or -2, and the highest range can be only up to 125, 150 maximum. You definitely know no one will cross the 150 margin. Okay, even don't no one really touch it. So in that kind of scenario, all you need to do, you have to create a tuple where you define the value. Now once you have defined the value, no one can really go there and update the value, the ending and the initial range. Nobody can modify the range here, and this is how you use the tuple. Next is quite simple, that is set. In set, all you need to do, you have to create a variable. You simply put it like this, put a parenthesis again in front of it. One second, it's patch. You put curly bracket in front of it, run it, check the type as, run it, it's a dictionary. Now again, why is it happening? Because dictionaries also use parentheses in front of it. Only when you provide it like this, value like this, and then if you check the type, you will find it as set. Okay. Now why set is different from any other? If you create a list like this, say this is my list, I'm giving value, a lot of twos are there. Okay, as you can see, I have multiple 2 and 22. Okay, I have a long list. Let's print this list too. I'm also printing it. Let me print the length of L and the value of L. So I given 2 commas. Apart from this, everything is okay. So as you can see, this is my list. Okay, just to make it similar. Okay, far decent enough. So we are using a print function to print out the output. So I will discuss print too in different video. But definitely at this point, let us discuss about this part. So we have list. Now all I need to do, I will put a set in front of it, put L inside it, run it, and you will see that we only have 2 and 22. So all the duplicacy is removed. So set remove the duplicacy. Okay, I will get the idea here. Now, if we talk about next part, which is again dictionary. In dictionaries, we have say D. Again, as I discussed, we will use curly bracket. So it's not, right now it is a dictionary, but one thing to mind in dictionary is that we have a pair and value thing. So we have a key and a value. Okay. If you check the type of D right now, it is a dictionary by default. If you initiate a value inside it, say my key is say K, my value is say 2 for now. I print D. This is how it will present. So if I do indexing here, I have to provide the key name. The moment you provide the key name, you will fetch the value of key. So I hope you're getting the idea here. You will just in indexing part, you will use the same square bracket. You will provide the key name and you will fetch the value. Let us make a bigger dictionary so it is far more clear for you. So let's make it like k. The value is 2, k2 value is 22, k3, and the values are say 33. Moving forward, printing D. If I simply want to print something out of it, I will simply write D square bracket quotations, write the key name. So I'm writing key 2 here, run it, you will get that value. Okay, in dictionary you can also have something else. So again, if I am giving a key that is not present here, say k4 for now, I'm giving a k4 and I am giving a value to it, say 9, 99, something like that, or say 44, and if I print the value, you will see that I'm getting this. So it will create a key which is not present and put the value there. Now you can also put say k5 and a data structure here. So say I want to put a list here. So list say A B C D. This is same. This is same to put a list like this. Quotation A, then comma, and so on. I hope you get the idea. Oh, I forgot about this. To overcome this, just copy it, put a variable here, put the variable name here. Oh, patch, I'm repeating the whole concept again. So the moment the error came, remove that part. So here we need to decide, okay, I have not put it the equals to here. The key will be like this. One mistake here, just want to delete this. And this will be 1, 2. Right? If you just print D now, you will get this kind of output. So I hope you get the idea that you can also put a list if you want to as in value. So these are the ways you can use dictionary. I hope you get the clear idea on this. And let's move towards a little further. So we know the data structure, how to use and how to work with all the data structures. Now let us start. Methods in list. Say I have a list. I'm creating a list like this. Say 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever the value is. I'm printing the list to like this, and I'm putting a dot. Now, the moment you put a dot here, all you need to do, you have to press tab. So now, the moment you press tab, you will see the list of functions. Now, these are all functions that you can use with list. Now, append is there. Let me make multiple cells here. L dot remove is there. L dot reverse is there. L dot insert is there. L dot index is there. I hope I've covered all. Let me check. Clear and copy is quite simple. Count is also there. L dot pop is there. L dot. I think they are all. Let's also use the main function. So L dot remain and was clear. L dot extend is done. What else is left? Clear copy is not done. I think that is more than enough. Okay, all the functions are there. Sort is also there. Let me see. So I have around I believe 3, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Around 11 and 10 functions are there that we will work on. So these are the methods that we have already inside the list. All you need to do, you call it like this. So as you have seen, I've pressed tab, I've got the list, I'm printing all the functions. Every function has a way of doing it. So I giving you an example. If you want to put a value at the back of the list, all you need to do, you have to write that number, okay, or the value you can say, and then print it. You'll get that particular value appended to the value list. Okay, so last value will be that new value you're giving. So for remove, all you need to do, you will put that value. So again, I have added 6. I'm removing the 6 now. Putting enter L, and you not in the list. Okay, I have to make sure that it is in the list. and removing it, and it is not in the list right now. So the error that you saw, it was because I have I forgot to run the cell. So if it was not in the list, it will not show you. It was there. So I will get the idea. You have to have the element if you're removing it. Moving further, patch. I'm again explaining the remove part. I'm again explaining the remove part. This is the patch. So in remove, you just put the value. So I want to remove 6. Print 6 like this, and you can see that it is has been removed from the list. For reverse case, again, if I run this, you will not see the result. So I need to just put, just to save the time, I will just run all the function and give you the output. I'm pausing it and running all the function and show you the output. So I have run all the functions, as you can see, and quite straightforward. Reverse will reverse the string. Remove will, whatever value you're giving inside the input, it will remove that particular element from the list. Insert will insert the element at that particular index. Whatever index you're giving and whatever value you're giving, it will insert that value at that index. Next, index, basically if you want to check what index this particular element is, you will just run this and you can get the index out of it. Count will count the value inside the list. So if you are giving 2, 2 means it will check for 2 how many times this particular value has come inside the list. It will count that value. If you pop 2, that means at the index whatever value is, so at index 2 whatever value there was, it has been popped. It was 3 in this case. As you can see, it was 3 in this case. Now I'm just printing the list, then I'm extending the list. So if you want to add a list at the end, you simply extend add that list at the end. You can achieve the same goal by putting a plus sign between two lists. Then list dot copy, it will copy a list to another variable. And as you can see, I have the same value for L1 and L2. Next is sort. So if I'm using sort, all the value will be sorted like this. And if you use clear, it will clear all the values inside that list. So I hope you got the functions idea. Make sure that you are implementing it at least for once to get the clear idea picture on this. So let's move forward. Now for tuple, if we have a tuple like this, and we just put t and dot and see the function, we only have count and index. Guys, as you already know that you can not really modify anything inside the tuple. So the thing is that if you try to, use any function that modifies the value in list, like in list, you won't be able to use that in tuple because tuple doesn't allow the modification. So only functions which are not really, you can say that asking for modification can be used here. So only count and index will work here, nothing else will work here. Set you already know, dictionary we have done the work. Let's discuss the functionality in the dictionary now. Escape, enter, two hashes and dictionary. Please try to use as much shortcut keys as possible to get better result. So guys, in dictionary, suppose we have a dictionary, and let us not start from zero and just copy and paste the old dictionary. That will save my time. So moving further, I think it was already there, so I shouldn't have copied it. If I just print D, I think it will be there. Yes, it is there. Already a dictionary is there. So guys, I'm using the same dictionary that I have used above. What I'm doing here is, let me put the value. In case I run the cell again, it will be an issue. So we have D like this. Let me also print D here so there is no confusion. Inside this, if I put D dot tab, guys, you can see there are a lot of functions here, a lot of functionalities are here. Pop should be very clear to you already. It is quite easy. If I use item, it has some other functionality. So let me put functions in the cell. So d dot keys d dot items, d dot clear. You already know it will clear a whole dictionary. It will copy. For copy will do the copy. From keys, I will just check, give you the idea how it really works. And if I just go on key, I get is not also there. So let me also put get here. Dot pop we already know, so you will just pop the element. But here the pop is little different. So let me also cover that. And pop item is little different too. D dot. I will also discuss set default and update. Now both are not really that much useful, but we can discuss about them. I don't think any other functionality is left. Let me check. Copy we already know, so you're not going to use copy. Yes, value is also one functionality that we want to cover. And is there anything else? Let me check. D dot. I think we are done with all the functionalities. So all good, guys. So let's start with each and every functionality. Item. If you just run this functionality function, basically you will get all the items. So basically it will give you the pair and the value, pair key and the value, key and the value pair. So it will create a list which has tuples, which are the basically the pair and the value. If we talk about keys, you will fetch all the keys from this. If you talk about items, you will fetch all the items. That is like this. Again, I think I am repeating the items again, so I don't know why I'm doing this. Let me do this value. I will fetch all the values here. So I think you are getting the idea that simply first one is giving you the tuples which have the pair of key and value. Second one is giving you just the keys. Third one is giving you just the values. These are the main functionality. Let me remove value from the end. Okay, and I will run all the functionality and give you the explain you the functionality are there. So I won't be killing your time. Hey, so as you can see that I have run all the cells now. I've done some practicals here. So let me explain it from the starting point. So we have already done up to the values part where we can see that when we use value, we will get the values as an output. From keys has certain way of doing it. So from keys, what it does, it takes the input and it will take an iterable as an input and it can put it in the list in the key and value part. So as you can see in the output, whatever key iterable you are giving, that many values are added. And because I have not given anything adjacent to it, that is why I'm getting none here. In case you want to give some value, you can just give the value. And for each and every key, you will be getting this value here. In case you try to give multiple values like this, it will be still one value only. And again, if you want to give a single word, it will be like this. So if you put that value for each and every key. So it depends how many keys you want to add and how you want to use it. In case you're just printing the, I'm just guys again, the D is only having this value. This is not permanent. Anything is not permanent here. What I'm doing, D dot get, and I'm just trying to get the K2. It will return me the value of the key that is given inside this parenthesis. The important thing is it will only give it because if it is present. If it's not present, it will not give it anything. Pop again the same thing. It will just pop the value at K2. So 22 has been popped. As you print it, you see that there is no K2 anymore. Pop item basically just pop that but last item that you're having. So I'm just when I use pop item, I'm popping this particular item. If I print D now, nothing is there. Only K and 2 is left. Set default K5 means if I use this, I will get K5 equals to none. Again, yes, because I'm not giving any value here. If I give value to with this 2 and it is again present here, it if it is not present here, it will make it. If it is present here, it will simply give you no result out of it. It will only add this key and value in the case where it is not present here. So I hope you get the idea how to use the functionality of dictionary. And let's move forward to the next topic. I hope everything here is up to this point is clear. Make sure that you pause and try everything. So now up to this point, we know what is data structure, how to work with it. Let's start with if condition statements. In conditional statement, we have if, elif, let me scroll up, and else. If we talk about if condition, all you need to do, you provide if, then the condition, then colon, enter whatever you want to print. So I'm printing hello. So if I give a condition, say 10 is greater than 8, and run this, I will get yes, because the reason for that is that it is giving as a result true, because 10 is greater than 8, and when you do 10 greater than 8, you get true as a result. Because of this true, we are getting this printed hello. In case you give a value which is not true, say I'm saying 28, it will be false. If I use the same body, same condition, in this case, it will be, sorry, let me make it 28, it will be a false. Now, as you can see that when it is false, nothing is coming out. No printed statement is there. What you can do at this moment, you can write a statement out of the body. So when you press back, okay, you are out of the body. So indentation is everything. So if indentation is not there, that means whatever you're writing here is out of the if condition statement body. So I'm writing print out of the body. Running this is what I'm getting. In case you don't want to put anything out of the body, but you want to follow the rule, what you can do, if this condition is okay, then great. Else, I want to print we got false above. Running this, as you can see, the above condition giving me false, so I'm getting else printed. In case you want to check more than one condition, suppose I'm writing if 10 is greater than 28, and if so, I'm giving a condition if 10 is greater than 5. Checking this, print elif is true now. Printing it, as you can see, I'm getting elif printed. So I have to get the idea that what is happening here. Initially, when it checked this, it was false. Okay, the moment it goes, once it is false, the body will not get executed. So it will jump again, check the next condition. So next condition is true in this case. It will execute this body. This body will get executed. It will give you the output here, as you can see. So I hope you get the idea, and this else statement will never get printed in this case because this is true. If this is true, nothing will else will get printed. Let me clean this. Now let's talk about outer body here. So if I have this body and I want to print something after the statements, what I can do, I have to press backslash print out of the body. Running this, as you can see, if else and out of the body. So I hope you get the idea of how to use if condition and how you work with if condition. This is the basic example of it. Now the change that you can do here is you can use a variable too. Instead of 10, if I want to use say var, okay, that is okay too. All you need to define, you have to put a value here. Say I'm writing 10 for this condition, and you have to put var everywhere and run it, and you will see the output like this. In case you want to take a dynamic input, you can use a function that is called input function. Now, if we talk about input function, let me create some new cells to have some space there to work on, and let's come back. So when you use input, get a box like this. You will get, we will give any input. So input is there. So say hi for now. Enter. You will see a hi string. In case you use input, so let me copy this, paste it again. So if you use again this and you are giving a number, so 34, it is only a string. If you take this input in a variable and next you will check the type of the variable, sorry, a, you give say 39, you enter it, you will see that it is a string. So basically, whatever you give in the input, it is by default a string. So in case if you ever want to take a number as an input, what you will do, you will upgrade it or you will change the type of it. What you can do here, I will say take the same code, put it here, put int in front of it, and now if I check the type, say I'm giving 39, I will get it is an int. In case you use the same body and you give some string here, you will get an error here. So do not put no string. Change it to a int. I hope you get the idea. So this is how you take the input. Now why I'm telling you this, you can add this with the function statement. So if you want to use it in the if body, taking this, this, and condition, here we go. And I want to paste the code. All I want to do, rather than taking this as it is like this, I will take an input like this. Making it an integer because we want an integer every single time. You can also write a statement here. Enter the colon space and run this. When you run this, it will ask for input. So I'm giving 67 as an input, and I'm getting hello out of the body. So as you can see, because this particular value is not again 67 was greater than this and this. So I think the first value, which is hello, is printed. Okay. So I hope you get the idea. Just in case if you give some else input, let's do it again. Say I'm giving 2 as an input, you can see something else will get printed. So have you got the idea how to use input with these kind of functions? So this is for all conditional statement and how to use input and if an else condition in the conditions with the condition statement with the input too. So this is how you use if, elif, and else. We will do some projects which will combine all the functionality that we are covering up to this point, and it will give you the clear idea how to use this and that. Now let us do a project for if condition. So I'm using a very simple problem statement here. I'm taking the input from the user and checking if the age that is given to us. The input is basically age, and age by age I will check if it is teen, mid-age, adult, old, whatever the scenario is. So the range is from minor to the very old, and I can see that if the guy is below 13, it is minor. If the person is above 13 but below 18, it is teen. Again, same on for adult, and then mid-age, then the old. So as you can think that we have to obviously we have to take the age input. So age is variable and input was what we are going to take. We already know that we are taking an integer as an input. So enter the age number. Okay. And we already know that we have to take an integer, putting an int in front of it. Now, once you're taken the age, next will be that we have to check the condition. Now we have to check if age is greater than, again let's check below than 13. If the guy is below 13, obviously we know that we have to print to make some cells so we have some visibility here, and print. I want to print the input age is in. Okay, and let's give a quotation on this too, make it better. Little space. We will discuss the input and the quotation part too when we discuss about the string part separately. Right now we are just going for this. Now same statement, copy, paste it. It will be elif this time because it's the same condition. We're checking if the age is below say 18. Is 18. Let me copy this. Same scenario again. I will paste it. Move it, it again, back, paste it. So then adult, if the guy is below 40, if the guy is below 60, age, it is quite obvious the guy is old age. So let's try this, how it is going on. So I'm putting an age in 90, the guy is old age. Let's run it again. See 48, the guy is mid age. Let's try it again. See 2, the guy is a minor. So I think you get the idea. This is how you check it. This is how you create a function and you combine all the things together to get the output. And two, as you can observe that we have to run the cell again and again. To keep running it forever, we can also use loops, which we will discuss later, obviously. And we will also discuss the print statement, all those things later. But I have to get the idea how to use if condition. Please try this project and try to do it yourself first, then go on the video. That is better. Again, if you have seen the video, at least try it from the scratch without looking at the video again and again. So don't copy and paste the code. Try to do it from the scratch. I hope you get the idea and see you in the next video, guys. Thank you for this. Is all for the video, guys.